Two, who's behind the wheel? So this picture I made with AI, so apologies, it's a little wonky, but it's basically showcasing somebody older at camp, maybe, a camp administrator taking a picture of kids. I think this is a thing that camps run into a lot where it's who's actually doing the social media. Is it five different people just getting pictures to you? Are you getting pictures and only using pictures? Are staff members doing it? Is it somebody who has no idea what's happening on social media? And I think that's a really big issue across the board with camps that there's probably not a dedicated person to this. And if you do have a dedicated person, that's great, and we can talk about plans for that dedicated person. But a lot of people struggle with well, we don't even have anyone to do this. We're just kind of like letting the person who also runs the website do the social. And sometimes that's not the best. Well, I'd say most of the time that's not the best approach because you don't get that expertise. So you're kind of just like throwing things at the wall to see what sticks instead of coming up with a strategy and then executing that strategy. So it's really important to figure out who that person is going to be. As I've been talking to camps throughout the last few months, it's very clear to me that there's an answer to this, which is, hiring staff. Dan talks about this all the time, and this is a really big time to hire staff. But hiring a staff member who wants to focus on social media, so many kids in the Gen Z, Gen Alpha space are ready and raring to create social media, and they also are interested in doing it for a career. So just as somebody who is if someone who runs the pottery section of camp, somebody could be coming in as a social media expert, photographer, videographer, and doing all of that for the entire summer. Not only does that set you up for content for the summer, but it also sets you up with content for the rest of the year. So we build out a calendar where you capture everything you need to post every day or every other day for your posts during the summer, and then even in the winter, capturing that content that's going to lead you through to the next summer. So that's the big crux here is really leaning into a person to be able to capture as much content as possible because that's what you're going to utilize for the rest of your year when you're not at camp and you don't have it. You're going to have it if you dedicate a person to it. So that's the big thing that we've been talking about is whether that person gets hired through me and the work I do or you hire that person. It's really important that they are attached to camp. They understand what's going on at camp. They know trends on social media, but also the trends that are happening at your own camp that people and like, kids and parents would love to see. So it's important that they are integrated into your community, but also important that they have a love for social media and potentially are interested in doing this as a job. And it could be a launching point for them to do something else in their career towards social media. So I think that's an untapped market. I think like if you're hiring, just add that person into the fold. They might be a former camper or a former counselor, and they don't want to be taking care of kids. They just want to do social media. I think that's a really untapped person that could potentially yield you so much content as the year progresses. Um, so that is a really exciting thing that I think I can also help train and build for people if they're interested in going down that path.